Hi. Hello, hello. I am so glad you're on. Is this Lisa on with me? Hi, Lisa. I'm excited. I'm excited about tonight's craft. I'm excited about all the crafts we do. But tonight especially because I cannot not have chapstick on me. Everywhere I go, I've got it in my purse. I've got it in the cubby holes in my vehicle. I've got it laying around in here. I've got the Vaseline kind. This one is Blistex. It's not actually chapstick. In my bathroom, beside my bed, I have chapstick or lip balm everywhere. So I'm really excited. I've made these. I made some of these last summer. But I thought that would be a great project. I know we think about chapstick when it's like wintertime. But for me, I wear it all year. I prefer it over lipstick. So, hi, Alicia. So that's why I'm excited. I'm not cross-posting this like I did last week. So I hope people come on and find me. And remember, to be entered in the drawing, you got to give me a shout, like a wave or something, okay? That way, your name is automatically entered. So it only takes that one time. And if you guys know people that you think would be interested in joining us on now Tuesday nights, it's my new night. It'll be Tuesday night. Invite them over. So as we grow, I hope to be able to do more. I want to start with simple projects, but I hope that as we go and grow and you guys have ideas, we can do bigger projects or more I guess advanced projects, if that makes any kind of sense. So, and I thought about doing a soap making one because I've started making soap. Which I've made soap, but I've got some new fragrances in that I'm really excited to try and some new pigments. So I thought, hey, why could we move this into the kitchen one week and y'all make some soap with me or something like that? I don't know. I don't know if that's something you're interested in. Thanks for the shout, Lisa. And I wanted to do some tie-dye this summer. I wanted to tie-dye some fabric, not like t-shirt, but like a sheer fabric, and do some fun things with that. So, my screen looks weird. I hope I'm still on. Facebook totally just abandoned me. So I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm going to keep going with it. I'm not going to worry about it. I can't see your comments because it took me off. But it looks like I'm still rolling, so I'm just going to go with it. So this is what we're making. The lighting's terrible. In the picture, it actually looks like it's red, but it's a pink. It's a really pretty pink, and I put it on a black background. You could do any color combination that you like with this. So simple. So easy, guys. So convenient. And you've probably seen these around. Like, you've probably seen them for sale, at other places. So why not make your own? Make your friends some. So someone's going to win this tonight. Not this one. This one I'm keeping. The one we're going to make. Someone's going to win it. So, hi, Karen Hooper. I am going to try to watch you guys on the tablet here because Facebook isn't showing me anything on the screen. So I'm so glad you guys are popping on. And thank you for tagging people. Thank you. I love the pink bandana too. And I also have gotten some black bandana. And I have the beautiful sequin material. I'm going to experiment. And I'm going to probably add these to my store, actually, because summer's coming and I like them. So I'm going to take you guys over here to the work table so that you can see. Now, I made a boo-boo. And I want to apologize in advance because I did not include interfacing, okay? This is a fusible interfacing. Now, you do not have to use interfacing. I choose to use it because it gives your product more of a sturdiness, okay? That's why I use it. But you do not have to use the interfacing. My bad on leaving that out. But this is all we're going to use right here, guys. These two pieces of fabric, one for the front, one for the back, and all that stuff. This is to make this little thing right here. And if you can see, It's just, we're just going to sew it on in there. And then our key ring. Now, also, if you wanted to attach, and I don't have one in here, a better clip, you know, like those big clips, you know, that you can put on things. I have one on my keys that you hook on to. You could totally do that. You could also use this. This is a D-ring. Let me find one. Let me find one in my mess. If you don't have like a key ring, you could use a D-ring, guys. You could totally use this. So whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer. Hey, Tiffany. Teresa. Yes, tie-dye will be fun. So I'm really thinking about trying to do that. I want to tie-dye some sheer fabric, give it a go. So I thought, why not do it on here, right? So, yeah. So to get started, y'all, let me see. Now, I always get nervous because I know how to make these. I know how to make them, but trying to explain them to you and do them correctly is a whole different process. So the first thing that we're going to do, because remember last week I messed up. I totally messed up, y'all. So embarrassing. Is we are going to fuse together our interfacing if you choose to do that. Now, with mine, it's a really thick, durable interfacing, and they have different kinds. Let me see. Like this is not, it's kind of more of a, just a lining, if you can see the difference. So it depends on what you want. If you want yours to be sturdy, then you're going to want to get a heavyweight interfacing. So this is a sew-on, not a sew-on. It is a fusible, so I'm going to iron it on. So I choose so the little shiny spot, see the little shiny side? It's going to go down on your fabric. So I'm choosing to do it on my black, because my black is the backing part, like that part. So I want this back to be very sturdy. So I'm choosing to iron it on like that. So when I take it over to the ironing machine or the iron board thing over here, I'm going to iron it like this and steam it. Because if you don't have the paper on the top, some of it will actually stick to your iron. And you don't want that. So I flip mine over and I give it a good press. And then I turn it over and make sure it's all stuck like it's supposed to be. Uh-oh, sorry, y'all. And we'll be good to go. So I'm actually going to do that now. I'm going to press it and I'm going to steam it. And I probably should put water in this because I have been working already. I'm not going to get that good steam if I don't have that water in there. Okay, so it's still flexible, see? It's still very pliable, very flexible, but as this hardens up, this material will be really stiff. So I'm just going to cut off those little pieces because we don't want that in our way. It can be very aggravating. Very aggravating. Alicia says, could I just double up on the fabric instead without the interfacing? Absolutely. And you could make this because, as you can see, we have folded the fabric over on itself. So you do not have to use interfacing. And if you have a more, there comes Chloe. If you have a more sturdy fabric, like a canvas type fabric, that would absolutely work. And you wouldn't have to use an interfacing. So, hey sis, did you come in?
My bad.
Yes, I'm live.
I'm sorry.
Say hi to the people.
I accidentally hit my cat with my door.
Would you like to craft with your mama? I ask her this all the time. I go, almost beg her. Sissy, you want to craft with me? No, thanks. No, thanks. I'm going to play with my puppies. No, thanks. I'm going to play with my kitty. No, thanks. I'm going to go outside. That's what you do.
No thanks, I'm going to watch anime.
Yes. No thanks. Okay, so now that we've got that on there, hi Wanda. We are now going to put these together. So you're going to want to do, okay. It's like this, right? So you're going to want to do front sides. Right sides, facing together, just like that. See? So the interfacing, if you're using interfacing, is going to be on the bottom or on the top, whichever you prefer. And we're going to kind of just set that aside so that this is ready to go. Pretty much ready to go. Now we're going to work on our little tab. This little thing. And y'all, it is so easy. This little trick, when I learned it, I was like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can do so much. I can make flaps. I can make all kinds of stuff. And I have been. So I want to show you this little trick. I love it. Some of you may already know about it. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to fold it in half and give it a press with our fingers to crease it, okay? Because we want to find the center. We're wanting to find the center of this. And then when we find our center piece, we're going to fold each other. We're going to fold each ends over just to the center, okay? Just like that. So let me see if I can get up to the camera a little bit. So see, just like that. And now I'm going to press it down so it'll stay. Okay. Now, we're going to do that again. I think we did this last week. I can't remember. Now we're going to fold it over on itself just like that. And we're going to press it down. Or steam it. I need to put water in this. I should have remembered. One more thing on the interfacing while I have it. I buy mine like this. You guys can see. I buy it off the bolts so that I have a whole lot at one time. You can find those everywhere. And I'm going to trim off these little frays just like that. Now, we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew this, so we're going to stitch this together. So let's see, let me show you what I'm using today. I've chose to use a hot pink. Can you see that? Because I think it looks amazing on black. So I'm choosing to use a pink thread. It's just a basic thread, all-purpose. I am using a standard presser foot today, and I'm using just a regular universal standard needle. Nothing special. Everything's real basic today. So we are going to just sew all the way. Let's see if I can show you guys. All the way, just all the way around. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we want to sew as close to the edge as we can without getting it stuck. I'm also using medium tension. It's about a 4 on my machine, so it works good. And I'm using a straight stitch on my machine. It's a number 10, so it's a larger straight stitch. I feel like it looks good, so that's why I use that. We want the presentation to be nice, don't we? So I'm just sewing like, you know, around the edges, all 4 sides. Back stitching the beginning and the end. And just like that. Okay, now let's see here. You guys can see. I hope you guys can see how nice that pink looks. That pink looks over the black. I know it's hard to get it on in pictures and on camera, but I love it that way. I love it because it just really sets it and does a good match. So I'm just going to trim it up a little bit on both ends, just like that. And this is our key loop. This is our key ring loop. See, if you can already see, this is what we're going to use that for. So then we're going to work on this again. We are going to attach this to this. So I'm going to choose to attach it to this because now if you can see, guys, how stiff this is. It's pretty stiff. It's still flexible, but it's got a backing on it. So I'm going to flip it right side up. I'm going to take this little piece right here and fold it in half. And you could measure if you prefer to get it like on point, but I'm just going to eyeball it. And I am going to put it in the middle just like this. Okay, so my fold, I don't think you guys can see that. My fold, I can't turn my hand the right way. See, my fold is here and my ends are at the top. And I am going to go back to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch this. We're going to stitch it like right through here, okay? We're going to go back and forward a few times so that it stays. And then I'll show you how this all comes together. But first, oops, I made a boo-boo. Don't forget your keyring. You have to sew the keyring in it here. Well, you don't have to because it has a little thing. You could slip it on. But it's easier if you do it here. So don't forget your keyring or your D-ring or whatever you're going to use. Don't forget that. So let's go back over here to the sewing machine and get my ball, my little bouncy ball. And we're going to place it, just eyeball it a little bit. It looks like I am stitching at about a fourth here. So, whoops, there goes my thread. Let's rethread this really quickly. I didn't pull it out far enough. If I would have pulled it out a little more, we wouldn't have this problem. Okay, now we're good. So I'm at about a fourth of an inch. And I'm going to go forward. And I'm going to back stitch all the way back. And I'm going to go forward again. And I think that'll be good. Just like that. Okay? Alright, there we are. So we're going to clip off all the loose thread, just like that. Okay. Ta-da! I wish you guys could see. I really wish you could see. I just love pink and black. I don't know why. I don't know why. Does anybody else like pink and black? Yes, just like making the wristlets. You're absolutely right. Just like that. And I love pink and black. Yes. So, with your key ring or whatever you're using facing up, you're going to take this piece and you're going to lay the right side facing down on top of it, okay? And we are going to want to pin this down so that nothing moves, because now we're going to sew these two pieces together. So we're going to pin them. And what I like to do to keep this key ring from moving inside of here is I like to take one of my pins and just pin up and like through that so that it kind of holds it in there. See, just like that? So that it holds it in there so it's not sliding around and that it doesn't get under your needle and break your needle, because that's bad. That's scary, actually. Now we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to sew all the way around. But we're going to leave this middle part open because we're going to have to turn this. Okay, we're going to have to turn this inside out. So don't sew in the middle part. Leave this open. But start about here and then sew all the way around to the other side. And then we'll turn it and poke it out and all that stuff. So, where's my sewing machine? I messed up. Okay. I moved it. Freaked me out. Okay, guys. Move this down here so I can see y'all. Purple. Teresa needs a purple one. If I could find purple bandana, I'm going to get some. They're starting to restock, I noticed. The stores are starting to restock their fabric, and I'm so excited. Okay. So, I'm going to sew not even a fourth of an inch, almost a fourth of an inch. Because I don't want to take away from like the width of this. So if you have an interfacing, it's going to give you more stability. If not, just be very careful when you start to sew this so that it doesn't go down in your feed dogs and get jammed up. So just take it easy with it, going to the very end that you can, turning or pivot all the way across. And do another pivot. I'm going to take that pin out because they hurt. And then we sew this side all the way down. And now I'm coming up to the key ring, so I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to gently push it over a little bit and just kind of easily go by there. Probably shouldn't go that far up. Now we're going to pivot and we're going to sew across. I don't know if the machine will show you, but we're going to sew across where we had already sewn on our little loop. So we're going to sew over that again. You can probably hear it. It's really thick and bulky. Watch my fabric. Okay, pivot. And we're not going to sew down all the way. We're just going to sew part of the way on this side, so we'll leave that opening. So I'm going to go down about right there and stop. All right. Let me show you guys what that looks like, and we'll turn it. Okay, there we go, guys. I'm going to cut off this thread. We don't like thread in the way. We don't like it poking out at us. At this point, I'm going to flip it over and make sure that I sewed it correctly, because sometimes you can miss the under part and the stitching don't catch, and then you've got a whole mess. So I'm going to kind of just trim off some of the excess on the sides. Not too much, but we don't want a lot of bulk. So if you can trim off some of that, and at the top, just trim it off. When you turn it, you're not going to have all that bulkiness. And then we're just going to kind of clip the corners off, just like that. Okay, so now that all that's done, since I use this interfacing, I'm going to take it over to my iron, and I'm going to press it so that it's more pliable, because it gets really stiff and it gets really hard to turn. But if you soften it up, it makes it easier to turn with interfacing on. If you're using a lightweight interfacing, you won't have that problem. It should turn just really easily. So we're just going to turn it inside out like this. And there's our key ring. We're going to pull it through and give it a tug. Pull everything out. And here you're going to want to get your scissors or another sharp object, and you're going to want to gently poke out those corners, just like that. Now, sometimes I get carried away and I poke through. I poke through my corners and I have to flip it back, outside in and re-sew. So don't get carried away. And now you can see our top part is secure. It's in there. It's sewn. It's not going to go nowhere. So now we're going to take this part and we're going to tuck it in. We're going to fold it over on itself, and we are going to press it down so that we can stitch it. And no one's ever going to know that this was an opening. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be closed. So if I can just work it down a little bit. This is kind of the hard part with that interfacing, so I'm going to go ahead and sew that, or press that part down. Because if you don't, it's going to flip out, and then you're going to stitch it, and it's not going to be inside. It's going to be on the outside. I have done that, and I've been aggravated. So, kind of got it soft. Uh-oh. Ah! Okay, guys. I'm trying to do it where you can see. So, just like that. Okay? See how it looks? Now I'm going to press it together. I'm going to kind of grip it and pinch it and press it together. Okay, that should hold. That should hold pretty good. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for coming in. I'm missing comments. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so at this point, we're going to want to flip it this way, okay? Because we're going to hold that down. Now it's gotten stiff again. this is the tricky part, getting this lined up so that we can stitch it together. Okay. And then we're going to bring this part up like this, okay? And we're going to leave, on my board, this is an inch. So I'm going to bring it up and leave an inch space right here, okay? Just like that. Just like that. And I am going to use this clip. I'm going to clip it down. You can use pins. It's not a big deal if you want to use pins. It's just with the interfacing that I use, it makes it hard to push them pins through. So I'm choosing to use a clip. It looks like this little piece right here is still trying to poke out. It's going to be aggravating tonight, isn't it? It's going to be aggravating tonight. You go in there. Let me iron it again. Because we want it to be even. We don't want all that bulky sticking out on the side. It'll just look, it won't look professional. Let's just say that. It won't look professional. Okay. I'm going to press it again. And you may not have this trouble. Sometimes I don't have this trouble, but tonight I'm having this kind of trouble. It's probably because I'm live. Okay. Now I'm going to do that again. Bring it up about an inch. It's still poking out. The black is poking out a little bit more than I like. So whoever gets this, you know the story behind it, okay? You'll know the story of why that black's sticking out further. So I'm going to give it a clip. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sewing machine and we are going to sew the edges. We're going to start from here and we're going to sew all the way down, cut across here, and sew all the way down this way, okay? And that will make that nice little pouch to stick our chapstick in. So let me take you back over to the sewing machine. You guys, this is like the last step. Can you believe how easy this is? Can you even believe it? I mean, really, you could do this in no time. You could be so creative. Put all kinds of great colors and patterns together. I've made, I think I'm going to make some leather ones. But last summer I made really cool zebra pattern ones. And I had sold them. And then once I ran out, oh, and I had taken them to a festival too last year and sold them. And then once I ran out, I just didn't make anymore. I gotten caught up in other projects. But these are fun, and they're easy, and they make your life convenient if you are a chapstick lover. Very easily, just sew across there. And you could even do awesome things with your thread, coordinating your thread color with your fabric. I love variegated thread. So you could even do that on a black or a white. You know, use a contrasting color. Just going easy. All the way to the end. I'll back stitch it, hold it, and we're done. How about that, guys? We're done. So this is it right here. I'm going to clip off this thread. We're going to put our chapstick in there. Let me see. Let me get some of these little threads out that got kind of jammed up. What do you think, guys? That's it right there. See the little pocket? Oh, I still have thread. I still have thread hanging off. You guys could totally do this. And it didn't take us very long, did it? So there it is, and you just slip your, if I can get it, slip it down in there just like that, and it's going to hold it. It ain't going nowhere. That chopstick ain't going nowhere. It's stuck. And then you just squeeze it from the bottom, and it pops it up, pull it out. Guys, seriously, how awesome are these? So anyway, someone is going to win this one. So if you've commented, you guys are in the drawing. Okay, so let me go through here. Okay, it looks like that's not to me. That's to somebody else. Thank you, Wanda. Okay, that's personal stuff. Okay. Let me pull up this comment thing and we'll just get on with it, guys. And refresh. And we'll do our giveaway. Yep, I want that page. There we go. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's see who the winner is. And it is Karen Hooper. She says, finally get to watch. You finally get to watch, and you are tonight's winner. So I am going to give you this chopstick holder, this pink and black chopstick holder. So if you think, well, you know, that's not really something I would use, you can totally gift this to somebody else, okay? That won't hurt my feelings at all. But I'm so excited that it's you, Karen. Yay, Karen. Okay, guys, that's the end of it. I'm going to pray over Karen, and I'm going to call it a night. We did this in like 30 minutes. How amazing, guys, these small little projects. And let me go ahead and give you guys a little shot of next week's project. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to show you. We're going to use this fabric. We're going to use this for next week, and I'm so excited. So anyway, I'm saving it for something special. It's going to be so much fun, and you guys are going to love it, and it's going to be a great summer thing. So congratulations, Karen. I'm going to pray over Karen, and I'm going to say goodbye. Father, I thank you for tonight, and I thank you, Lord, that you've allowed us another day. You've allowed us another night to come together, Father, and be creative and to have a little bit of fellowship online. And Lord, I thank you for Sister Karen. I thank you for the wisdom, Lord, that she has poured into me. So I thank you, Father, for you placing her in my life. And I just want to pray over her and her family. And I pray, Lord, that she will continue to spread her wisdom and to share her wisdom and her testimonies, Lord, with all people, Father. Lord, for them to be encouraged and uplifted, Father. And I pray blessings into her home and her family, Father. I pray this as it goes from my hands to her hands, Father, that blessings will flow with it. And I thank you for all the things that you give us, all the things you do for us, Father. So I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen and amen. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. You guys are amazing, and I'm not going to tell y'all what we're making until next Tuesday. I'm going to keep it a secret. But I am working on new flags, and I made this kimono thing. I don't know if you guys like those, but I have been playing. I've actually wore this one. I've been playing with clothing, making clothing, so that's something else we can think about if you guys are interested in those things. So, okay, guys, thank you, and have an amazing evening.